What's up YouTube fam, it's your guy Farmer Q here with another video today. Today we will be harvesting some Red Garnet Amaranth Microgreens. So I started these about 7 days ago and they are at the stage that I'd call ready. There's a few things I do different of course, but they're as ready as they will be for this particular variety of microgreen. I have about 4 other varieties that I'll be trying out that I'll be sharing with you guys as we go through those processes and everything, and it's going to be a lot of fun seeing those things unfold. So we're going to go ahead and get started with what we have today. So here we have our Red Garnet Amaranth, and usually I'd like to go with a 1-inch tray. This is like an 1.5 inch, 2-inch tray, something like that, but we made it work this time. And what I used was Sunshine Mix organic soil. I'll leave a link below on this particular mix so you guys can use that if you'd like to, if this was a reference video. But I'll go ahead and get started. So right here you can kind of see there's a spot where it's kind of flattened down. Well, the spot that we were growing these microgreens in, something fell and actually hit the spot right there, and it will damage the microgreens because they are tender, and you want to be careful with these microgreens when you're growing them and when you're handling them. Ideally, with these microgreens, with this particular variety, you don't even want to have to touch them the whole time, because when you harvest them, you really don't have to wash them because you are super clean with your whole process. It was really easy growing these microgreens. I had a great time doing it. I was really anticipating it, and I'm not gonna lie, I plucked a little sprout here and there to try it out, and I love the flavor of it, and that was a few days ago. So we're gonna harvest these and see how it turns out. We're gonna weigh them, and I'll share that with you guys, and we'll even go over that. So we'll keep it rolling. So like I said, these microgreens, I didn't really have to touch them the whole time that we grew them, so I want to keep that trend going. And I'm going to harvest these, put them in this bowl over here, and then when we harvest them, I'm going to weigh them as well, and I'll share those numbers with you, and we'll see how that goes. I use 5 grams of seed for this tray, and I use 5 grams of seed for the other tray that I'm going to harvest, so it's going to be really interesting to see exactly how much we turned up with. Let's go ahead and get started. What I'm going to do is kind of go from one corner to the other corner, to the middle, to the middle, to the corner here. And one thing that you really want to do is make sure that you have a really sharp knife here. I'll also leave a link below of the knife that I use so you can have access to that as well. Alright. make sure you're kind of careful on actually getting too close to the soil, because you don't want to actually start getting soil in your microgreens. A little dirt won't hurt you if you're eating it yourself, but if you're giving these microgreens to other people or anything like that, you want to be really careful about that kind of thing. So that's always something to keep in mind. So we'll go ahead and finish this last little corner here. And this tray is all done. Isn't that beautiful? That is just amazing. And what you want to do with something like this is you take this and you throw it in the compost pile, or you take it in the soil pile, and you just let it decompose. The roots that are left behind is going to be a nice source of carbon for your following plants in this next season, or even for the plants that season there. But you really want to make sure that you use everything that you grow. You want to use like the actual microgreens, you want to use the soil, you want to use everything. Nothing goes to waste. So what we're going to do now is get a weight on this, and we're going to also do a taste test of the microgreens as well. Alright, so what we have here is a standard kitchen scale. It's digital and it works. It's pretty good for rough measurements. Since I know that this is going to be above 10 grams, I know that this is going to probably work out pretty well. But if I was doing a more fine-tuned measurement, I would actually pop out my other scale and use that, because I can get more minute measurements with that scale. And one thing to mention before I actually give you a little glimpse of the microgreens here that are harvested is that this bowl on top of the scale, when I turn it on, it's going to already tear out itself because it's sitting on top of it as it boots up. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So here's the microgreens that were harvested. Is that neat or what? That is a bunch of microgreens. So I'm gonna weigh this. Like I said, it was 5 grams. So we're gonna see exactly how much we ended up with here. You see how nice and healthy this handful is here? That is awesome. Whoa, are you serious? Wow. Wow, guys. So, y'all won't believe this, maybe y'all will, but we actually, I'm gonna get all the rest of the stuff in the bowl here too, just to get a good secure weight on it. But we got 50 grams of microgreens off of 5 grams of seed. Oh my gosh, that's a 10 times multiplier on your harvest. And all I did was wet the soil and plant the seeds. That is all I did. So you're literally getting 50 grams of premium, top-notch, high-nutrient microgreens in 7 days with 5 grams of seed. That is a ridiculous multiplier. Guys, I don't know about you, but I'm sold on this. But before I say that for sure, let's go ahead and do a taste test, and I can't wait. Alright guys, just like we said, now that we're all finished, we're going to do a little taste test here. I'm so excited. Like I said, I already tasted a few little tiny sprouts, but I'm going to get a nice little pinch here and really get a good sample size and good representative of how this is really going to taste. So I'm super excited, so let's go ahead and do this. Oh man, that looks so beautiful and colorful. Wow. It tastes like big greens, but just like the texture is just kind of different. Really tender. Super palatable. None of that, I mean, there's slight bitter flavors, but it's not like a pop that bitter astringent flavor doesn't just pop out. Man, that is good. That's pretty good. I am super impressed with this, and I can't wait to chomp down the rest of these. I'm gonna have them with my breakfast. They keep really well for probably about 2 or 3 weeks in the fridge when you have them bagged up, so I'm excited. I'm gonna make good use of these, and I'm gonna grow some more in different varieties, and I'll share along with you guys. So guys, if you like what you saw today, please just share a like, subscribe, even comment if you will. I really appreciate the time, and I really appreciate you guys sticking through with me. So that's Farmer Q out.